keeping them in the game right now. And if they go off on the outside, then we're in trouble. So got to eliminate those second chance opportunities and stay tough on the perimeter.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Again, Allie Rose, head coach of the Peninsula Pirates. If we look at some of those numbers that were just remarked upon, breaking down the stats, I mean, neither team's shooting exceptionally well. Peninsula's 13 of 35 from the field. Umpqua's 10 of 29 from the field. But to points made by both coaches, I mean, Umpqua 10 turnovers. That's been their biggest issue. And then the rebounding that was just mentioned there on the Peninsula side of things. The Riverhawks out-rebounding the Pirates 26 to 10, or 26 to 16 rather, rebounding them by 10 in that first half.
Yes, and on the turnovers, Peninsula, Umpqua's lucky they did not, take advantage of those scoring points on those turnovers. So I think that, this half, that could be a change if Umpqua doesn't take care of the ball.
Yeah, and another thing that I think has been problematic for Umpqua, especially early, is Peninsula has shot much better from three-point land than perhaps their scouting report would have indicated they could. They've given up some open looks on the perimeter, but Peninsula coming into this is not, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. But, hey, if you're open, take it. And they have converted 6 of 14 from downtown. That's 42% from behind the long line. So that's been very problematic, whereas Umpqua has done a pretty good job, I think, trying to contain Alexis Smith and prevent those points in the paint. They've given up looks on the perimeter, and Peninsula, the Pirates, have just made them pay.
And, I think that's probably what the scouting report said, looking at their last night against Treasure Valley. They only shot 30% from the three-point, and on the season, they're shooting 27%. Mm-hmm. So I think Umpqua was taking their chances, and now may have to make an adjustment on that.
Well, we'll see what they do. They've got the basketball to start this second half. Third quarter action underway. It's the Riverhawks. Rupena has it out on the right wing. Guarded by Brown. They go up to the free throw line in the high post area for Shoemaker. Back to Rupena. Rupena gets by Smith, but Smith gets a piece of it, blocked from behind, picked up off the floor by the Pirates.
What a great defensive play by Smith.
Yeah, she got burned there on the crossover, but immediately able to turn around and redeem herself, still make a good play defensively. Firing from the top of the rainbow, it's McKenna Patrick. And the stellar three-point shooting performance continues for the Pirates. They've got a 10-point lead. It's their largest of the game so far.
There was nothing but net on that shot.
Beltran dribbling, pulls up, fires from the elbow left side. No, and I think somebody might have got a piece of that.
It looked like it changed direction.
Yeah.
Umpqua trying to run a little pick and roll on top, open up that shooter.
Nice little curl screen, but they end up kicking it out. And Kimberly Brown, who hit a few big ones in that first half, knocks another one down there. And again, Peninsula, who shoots 27% from three-point range, has knocked down 2 triples here to open up the third quarter. They are 8 of 16 from the floor from three-point land. That's 50% three-point shooting from the Peninsula Pirates.
Well, if you want to make a difference in your season, now's the time to do it. So they've picked it up and found the bottom of the net.
Yeah, Umpqua at the other end. They've had some looks on the perimeter, but they just haven't been able to get them to drop. They're just 2 of 11 from behind the long line. Much needed free throws coming here, but the first one off the mark for Rupena.
I think Umpqua trying to plug the key a little bit. That kick out is open, and Peninsula is hitting it.
And a turnover at the other end of the floor. Peninsula maybe moving a little too quick for their own good. Muffet in transition, no. Shoemaker, put back try, no. But a third opportunity. If there is one thing that went well for Umpqua in the first half, it was their rebounding. There they show tenacity on the offensive glass, and they're able to finally, third time's the charm, get the bucket in right side.
And Coach Rose from Peninsula, that's what she said they needed to do a better job of this half, and they had 3 offensive rebounds for Umpqua, so they need to continue that game plan.
Muffet's 3-ball did find the bottom of the basket, but not until after it had hit one of the right wires up on the basket up above the net, so it was out of bounds. Will not count. It'll stay a 10-point game. Garcia.
Umpqua's going under all the screens out top. They're tripling Smith and really leaving those 3-point shooters open.
Yeah, they challenged Peninsula, but Peninsula has met that challenge thus far. Catch and shoot 3, and Muffet gets them a much-needed bucket to get this one back to single digits.
Umpqua really needed that bucket.
Trailing now by just 7. Can they string together? One thing they haven't done particularly well here is string together consecutive scoring possessions. Not since early on in the first quarter. They've been a little out of sync. Let's see if they can get another stop here. Smith with a drop step to the outside. Ball swatted out of bounds.
Yeah, Smith's going over her left shoulder again and just a little bit too far underneath the basket.
Yeah, that's her preferred move. And they've done a pretty good job controlling her. Again, there have been a couple times where they've forced her to go left. And in doing so, they've almost forced 2 turnovers. So it'll be interesting to see if they can find a way, again, to close her off maybe on that baseline down low and see if they can force her to turn back into the middle and maybe with some help defense poke it away again.
Yeah, if they can force her down low below the block, I think they have a chance to stop her production. She had 8 points in the first half, so I think they're looking to hold her in the scoring.
Brown with it, dribbling in toward the lane, now taking it on her way inside. Garcia. No, but she's fouled.
Well, it looks like they're already to the free throw line more in this quarter than they were in the half. So
no kidding.
It may be a little bit different called game in the second half.
That's an interesting thing too, right? We talk about what do the coaches and the teams do differently, but officiating crews also talk about how the first half went for them and whether or not they want to make adjustments. They let them play very physically in the first half, but these 2 whistles here early on in the second indicates they might try to calibrate it a little more the other direction here in the second half.
You know, and that's part of the basketball game is being able to make adjustments, whether it's from players or officiating.
And a travel called to Polo. Again, another unforced error. That was problematic for Umpqua early on. They had quite a couple miscues when it came to things like the errant passes where players weren't expecting them, just miscommunication, and then in that case, just perhaps a little indecision. But Shoemaker's back in. And shooting right over the top of her is Garcia. It's back to a double-digit lead for Peninsula. Beltran fires a 3. Off the side of the rim. Pirates in transition. Brown cutting down low underneath the basket. Up off the high glass. No for Ostrander. Shoemaker falling to the floor.
Just a little bit too much contact there by Peninsula, and Shoemaker did a great job hanging onto the ball.
Yep, and that's 3 fouls. I think we had 3 fouls for the entirety of the first half. We've got 3 here with 4.5 minutes into this third quarter, so it seems it will have a different flow. for the remainder of this one. How will the teams adjust? The pass inside to Shoemaker a little long, and it's right into the arms of Ostrander.
Peninsula came over and doubled on the pass, so that was a good adjustment for them.
Shoemaker up the floor. To Rupena. Over the top of the defender, no. Now Peninsula throws it away at the other end in transition.
Peninsula's making a good adjustment on their help side defense and stopping the ball down here. We'll see what adjustments Umpqua will make here, maybe finding the open player.
All right, with 4:49 on the clock, that's going to bring us into immediate timeout. Peninsula 43, Umpqua 32.
Try an adventure in the sun. Try 3 rivers. Try 300 days of blue skies. Experience Washington's Tri-Cities. From farm to table to food trucks, enjoy a burgeoning culinary scene. Day trips, river dips, golf tips, and wine sips. Horseback and backpack. We have it all. Plan your trip at visittricities.com.
Toledo Ticket Technologies is the official ticket and credential partner of the NWAC. Since 1910,
Want to thank Box Outs, providing graphic design solutions for social media content creation. They offer customizable templates and a comprehensive content library that allows users to create professional graphics and motion graphics quickly without the need for advanced design skills. Learn more about the official social media graphic solution of the NWAC at boxoutsports.com. And NWAC Championships sponsored by Ziply Fiber, America's fastest home internet provider, with plans starting at just $20 a month. And we see a little bit of full court pressure here from Peninsula coming out of that media timeout. First time we've seen the Pirates force Umpqua to kind of work the full length of the floor here.
Yeah, they may be looking at forcing some of those turnovers that Umpqua had in the first half.
Umpqua already with 13 turnovers on the day.
Little pick and roll action, but she doesn't go with the pick and gets cut off at the baseline.
Again, trying to drive baseline. This time it's Beltran back into the middle. Pull-up jumper for Rupena. No.
And there's Shoemaker again. She's on the boards, but the jump ball goes to Peninsula.
The all-region first team freshman of the year for Umpqua, trying to keep her team in it here. But they need someone to step up on the offensive end. Oh, counted and one for Smith underneath the basket as Monteferring comes in late, and that time she just got by Shoemaker. It almost looked like, I don't know if she was trying to front her on that and get in the way, but Smith able to get by her, and then Monteferring comes over late to try to help, but it's too little too late. And now, chance at a three-point play, but it's in and out of the basket. 13-point lead for Peninsula. This is tied for their largest of the game. But Umpqua's been able to hang in there. For as tough as it's felt for them, they're still within range here. As that try, no good for Beltran, but it just seemed like that's the kind of half they've been having here so far in this third quarter. They can't really get the shots to drop.
Yes, Derek, just a little bit of uneasiness in their shot selection also, I believe, that they're trying to get to the key. That one's long. They're trying to get to the key and just coming up a little bit short. And Peninsula's pushing the pace.
Yep, and the long two from the high eye for Alexis Smith. That's just the kind of shooting performance the Pirates have had today. perhaps uncharacteristically so. There's no time like the present to step up, right? I mean,
This is the time of the year to do it, that's for sure.
exactly. No better time than the championships. And a foul on the floor. Whistle blows.
And again, Peninsula's coming over and giving a great help defense. Umpqua just struggling a little bit with finding the basket.
Montefiore inbounding from underneath the baseline. They send it up to Shoemaker, handing it off to Beltran. But again, that right there, just a team that looked a little out of sorts there. They had that obviously dialed up. That was the plan, but defender in hot pursuit and just knocked it away. Fortunately, can't make them pay at the other end. So a gift given, perhaps, to the Riverhawks. Can they capitalize? I think they just need to see the ball go in the net once or twice here. They've had a hard time taking the lid off in the second half. Shoemaker heaves it up. No. Rebound secured. Other end of the floor. Here come the Pirates moving in transition. Coast to coast. The bucket is good for Malia Garcia. And the Pirates are starting to pull away here. Nice cut to the basket by Shoemaker, and that's a bunny off the glass. Maybe that's the one Umpqua needed here to kind of recalibrate and reorient themselves in the third quarter.
Yeah, they really needed that basket, and Peninsula slowed it down a little bit and being a little bit more deliberate on their offense.
Smith not as successful going from the left side. Again, anytime they can force her to go left, I think it's going to work well for them. Montefiore hits a much-needed bucket from the left corner. She is Umpqua's leading scorer right now with 11 points. 6 of them have come from three-point tries.
Yeah, Umpqua needs some stops here to keep them in the game this quarter.
And Garcia off the glass right side, getting by Montefiore.
Again, scoring from the right side of the basket. Umpqua doesn't have an answer yet.
And a traveling called on Montefiore. She wanted to take the shot. Defender closed in on her, and she took an extra step. 14-point lead for Peninsula. It was just a 7-point game at the half. And you thought, well, Umpqua's keeping themselves in it. And they're not out of it yet, but we have seen in this third quarter the lead double for the Pirates right now, and they've got a chance to tack on another bucket here. 4-foot try, no good. Montefiore picks it up off the floor. For Peninsula, if they can score here, this would be huge for them. Muffet, corner, 3, yes, they needed it. Just when you think the Riverhawks are on the ropes, they find a way. That's what they've been doing most of this game, hanging around. They're not out of it yet.
Not out of it. They are finally finding the basket this quarter, and if it carries over to the fourth quarter, we're going to have a great end of the game battle.
Deep 3 is no good for Garcia. 3 seconds on the shot clock to work with. And that try comes up short, so that will end the third quarter. Peninsula 51, Umpqua 40 here in the round of the Elite 8 of the NWAC Women's Basketball Championships on the NWAC Sports Network.
Looking for a place that is perfect for you? A place with programs that work around your schedule? A place with cutting-edge technology and state-of-the-art facilities. A place to celebrate and engage with the community. A place to excel in and out of the classroom. Columbia Basin College. This is the place for you.
Business Oregon and the Bureau of Labor and Industries have partnered to create Child Care for Construction to help construction trades workers and registered apprentices pay for child care. To learn more, visit oregon.gov/BOLI/apprenticeship.
Derek Mazzelli, Cheryl Holden with you as we prepare to get the fourth quarter underway. We'd like to thank Presto Sports, the NWAC website, sponsored by Presto Sports, the all-in-one sports technology platform to streamline your processes and delight your fans. Check out prestosports.com to see how they could help power your website or do other technology solutions. Pirates up by 11, and we've said it pretty much all game for Umpqua thus far, Cheryl, but for as poorly as it seems they've played, they're fighting, they've been tough, and they're still in it.
Oh, they're only a couple baskets away. They need to score here and have a couple good stops, and they're right in this game, Derek.
Rapena driving inside, picks up her dribble, has to kick it back out to Beltran. Beltran guarded by Moss. Inside to a cutting Montefiore. Tough luck miss for her in and out of the basket. And that's just how a lot of the shots have gone for Umpqua here
they've
today.
Just gone around the rim and rimmed out.
Smith falls hard to the floor. She's got a chance at 2 free throws here.
Caitlin Shoemaker, that's her second for the Riverhawks. First team foul of the quarter.
She's only attempted, I think, 1 so far in this game.
It's Alexis Smith and Malone, 1 more.
It was an and 1, if I'm remembering correctly here. And those are long. So no damage done. Muffet fires a 3. It's short. Players collide, but it's the Pirates that come away with it. Brown trying to feed it inside, but great active hands there. Heads up defensive play by Beltran to get up there and intercept that pass. Knocking it away.
Yeah, she got up in the air, and otherwise I believe that would have been a layup.
Possibly an and 1 with another defender in proximity. Those transition opportunities are so dangerous and so tough to defend. Smith. Again, going over the left shoulder, right side. That tries no good. Montefiore will hand it off to Rapena. Rapena attacking the paint, kicking it back out to Muffet. Muffet bringing it back topside to Beltran on the right wing. Rapena. Shoemaker. All this happening along the perimeter. You can see they're trying to find a way inside. Haven't been able to get the clean look. Shoemaker bypassing Smith as she left her feet to the bucket. Blocking foul called. Will they give continuation on this? Or was it on the floor? It looks like they're going to say it was on the floor. No, they're going to give it to her. So count it and 1. I thought so, but they were a little slow on the scoreboard, so I thought, well, maybe not. But Shoemaker off the long iron on the free throw try. Still a 9-point game. And Brown in transition, just like that. Pirates back up by double digits.
Well, you can't give up those little layups.
Beltran falling to the floor. Rapena bails her out. Working against Brown. Picks up her dribble on the block right side. To Montefiore. She'll hand it off to Rapena. Rapena attacks. Pulls up. Tough luck miss as it rolls around the rim and falls to the side.
Just that right on the rim, and instead of falling in the middle, it's just rimming out. Great
Peninsula.
little shots.
Yeah, Peninsula unable to make them pay at the other end. Again, the Pirates have forced them to play their game, but they're leaving that window just a little cracked, aren't they?
Yes, we have plenty of time in this game. It's again, we have a couple shots fall here for Umpqua and a couple stops. We have a close game.
Rapena in front of her bench over on the right side to Beltran. Looking to go inside with it. She'll drive, baseline, falling down. But a whistle blows. It'll stay with the Riverhawks. Shoemaker's got it in the corner. Back to Beltran, inside to Shoemaker. Turning hook. Shot, bodies fall to the floor. And that's going to be a foul on the Riverhawks. Adrian DiPolo picks up her second, team second.
Yeah, Umpqua just a little short-armed that shot, Shoemaker. She's right there, so maybe she can get a extension next time. That's not going to help.
Yeah, the jumper good for Garcia. She's got 10 points now on the afternoon. Muffets try. No good. Battle on the ground for it. And it looks like Peninsula able to call a timeout with 6:50 to go. We'll take it with them. 55-42 the score here in this Elite Eight matchup. Peninsula leading Umpqua.
In all sports and levels through year-round professional growth and leadership development program. The NWAC is proud to partner with
Baden Sports, proud to be the official basketball of the NWAC. For nearly 40 years, Baden basketballs have set the standard for quality and craftsmanship. Baden, it's all about perfection.
Sponsored by Simply Fiber, America's fastest home internet provider. Sign up today at simplyfiber.com with plans starting at $20 a month.
We Coach is a one-of-a-kind nonprofit membership organization dedicated to recruiting, advancing, and retraining women's coaches in all sports and levels throughout year-round professional growth and leadership development programs. NWAC, a proud partner with We Coach. Learn more about it at wecoachsports.org. Cheryl, you've watched a lot of basketball, seen a lot of basketball in your day. What does Umpqua have to do here to get back in it? Peninsula's left the door open just a little bit, but what do the Riverhawks need to do to string together a couple successful things here? They've gotten glimpses, right? Stops, they've gotten some good shots. They're not out of it, but they haven't really put themselves back into it yet either, have they?
No, they. I like that they came out in a full court press. I think they've got to, put some more pressure on Peninsula. They've got to get some stops. That three-point shot by Peninsula is not going to help the cause.
Ostrander drills it, and Peninsula 9 of 21 from behind the long line in this game. That is over 40% three-point shooting for the Pirates.
And they've lit it up this game compared to the season where they were at 30%.
Sub 30% even for most of the season. Stepping up big when it matters most here in the championship tournament as they continue to try to pull away from the Riverhawks. The winner of this one will be on to face the winner of Walla Walla and Blaine, which is the next game after this one this afternoon, and the Final Four next Friday.
Yes, this next game up is going to be, I think, a quite competitive run for both teams.
Time starting to wear out on the Riverhawks, though. Do they have a run in here? I think they're going to have to go on it sooner than later. They want to get back into striking range here, down 16. Shoemaker gets a piece of it, ball up for grabs, but the offensive board and the putback try, it's good for Patrick. Muffet, catch and shoot, three, they needed it. And it's back to a 15-point game, timeout taken with 5:20 on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
Media timeout.
Vivenu, the official digital ticketing provider of the NWAC. They operate a different kind of ticketing platform, one that will give you, the organizer, full control. Leading sports enterprises use Vivenu. Learn more at vivenu.com. And make sure you help commemorate this particular NWAC basketball championships with merchandise. Don't forget to check out the official merchandise store for t-shirts, sweatshirts, beanies, and more. Visit nwacstore.com/NWAC.
Official timeout. The shot that may or may not have beat. The shot clock.
Ready to resume play out of the media timeout with 5:20 to go. Peninsula 60, UCC 45.
Yeah, and Umpqua has been averaging 80 points a game over the season. So they, their shooting percentage, they're struggling. They just can't find there's like a lid on that basket. They're getting good shots.
Yeah, they just haven't come easy, and it's been uncharacteristically perhaps tough performance for them offensively. Umpqua taking more shots than any other team in the league. They've got the third highest scoring offense. To your point on 80 a game, they have just 45 points here with 5 minutes to go in regulation. Smith's try on the right side, no good. It comes up short. Riverhawks in transition. Beltran fires a three. That's short off the side of the rim. Peninsula scoops it up. And we've got a player down on the Peninsula side.
Looks like she turned her ankle.
Yeah, they were running to the other end of the floor. I saw maybe a bit of a collision or something as they were running, and see her clutching at the lower leg there, being tended to by the athletic trainers and staff here. With 5 to go here in the fourth quarter. So 58-45 the score after they took off that last basket at the buzzer. And Umpqua down 13 with 5 minutes to go. Stranger things have happened, but they've got to find a way to put the ball in the net. They just haven't been able to find the bottom of the basket, especially here in the second half. Peninsula's made them work for it. And meanwhile, the Pirates seeing that basket wide open for the most part, particularly from downtown, shooting 43% from behind the long line. They try to lob it into Shoemaker down low, but 3 white jerseys around her. One of them comes away with it. That's Garcia. Working against Rupena. Now into the high eye for Smith. Out to Patrick. Garcia in the corner. Back up top for Smith. A lot of green jerseys inside. Driving, heaving it up. No good for Patrick, but she was fouled on the try, they say, so she'll be at the line to shoot 2. That's the third foul on Shoemaker. Team's third. And I mean, really, though, if you're Umpqua, at this point, you kind of want to be here as far as team fouls go. If you have to extend this game down the stretch, you don't really have a whole lot of time for fouls to give, right, in this particular situation.
The thing I'd be worried about is that Umpqua, it'll only play 6 players, and they can't afford to lose Shoemaker the rest of this quarter, so she's going to have to be conscious of that.
Rupena, right side, underneath the basket, dribbling into the corner. To Polo. Tries, no, but Shoemaker with the offensive rebound, and her putback is good.
Wow, that was just hard work by Shoemaker right there. What a great play.
Fighting desperately to keep her team in it, and some full court pressure from the Riverhawks. Timeout called, it looks like, by Peninsula to prevent what could have been an over and back. Or was it a foul called first?
Foul called first.
Okay, so that's on Muffet. But I like the idea here by Umpqua to try to do something to upset the rhythm here as time is ticking away. 3:30 to go. They're still down 13.
Yeah, I like that they're digging a little bit on an off player to try to get a steal. Just unfortunately, they've picked up a couple of quick fouls. But it may not be a bad deal that if they can capitalize on some points while the clock stops.
Garcia's free throw is good. Now, one might conventionally think, hey, Peninsula is only a 60% free throw shooting team on the season. This works to Umpqua's advantage. However, today, Peninsula has had no trouble finding the bottom of the basket. The lid is wide open for them, and a mile wide at that. They've shot pretty darn well. So if this does come to free throws down the stretch, it might not work to Umpqua's advantage as well as the scouting report might have indicated coming into this one. Rapena
with that nice little tuck and layup.
And that's the difficulty. They try to, they do something different with the full court press, but player Ostrander slips behind it. They get it to her, and she's got a bunny underneath the basket. It's back to a 15-point game. Beltran fires from the elbow right side. Finally, they get one. That was one of those 50-50 balls. They get the shooter's roll to find the bottom of the net. More often than not this afternoon, it has not been kind to them.
It has not, and they're coming out doubling and trying to trap the ball. They're doing everything they can to stay in this game.
At this point, they don't have much of a choice. They're down 13 with just over 2 minutes to go. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Time running out on the Riverhawks season. Do they have one more rally left in them? Foul on to Polo. That's her third. Team in the double bonus here, so it's 2 free throws coming for Peninsula.
Umpqua makes the substitution, number 2. And she's hit a couple threes down the road, so hopefully she can get hot.
Yeah, she's come in well. She came in off the bench from them, and she's contributed some decent perimeter shooting threat and also made a couple defensive plays that were pretty nice for Umpqua. Been something of a steadying presence for them off the bench. Fadeaway jumper gets a nice roll there for Beltran, but is it too little, too late? They're down 13, and they've got to make something happen in a hurry. They do. Muffet intercepts the inbound pass and gets a quick bucket. It's now just an 11-point game. Peninsula able to break the press this time. Ostrander with it. Underneath the bucket, and Patrick might have done them in, and a turnover at the other end of the floor.
That unforced error may have...
Yeah, the Peninsula crowd here making some noise. They get the feeling they know the way this one's going here. Just a minute 30 left in this fourth quarter. Brown, inbound pass.
Steal.
They almost get it there as players go sky high trying to intercept that inbound pass, but 10 seconds to work with on the shot clock. $1:20 left here in the fourth, and you see Garcia dribbling out some clock, running around, puts up the jumper. Peninsula's in no hurry here. Muffet. Step back 3. No, off the side of the rim and out of bounds. The last gasp there from Muffet. If she hits it, it's a different story, but at this juncture, 1:03 left, and it's a 13-point Peninsula lead.
Umpqua's going to pick up full court and keep pressing, but they're going to need quite a few steals here to make this a comeback.
They've fought valiantly, but it just hasn't been their game today.
Yeah, they've missed a lot of easy in the paint points, and just unfortunate.
And a whistle there on Patrick's try, putting her at the line for 2.
I believe that's on.
Caitlin Shoemaker, that's her 4th personal for the Riverhawks. McKenna Patrick, 2.
Did you hear him?
I'm texting him. $69-55 the score. Bucket in off the glass for Umpqua. Again, they're fighting to the bitter finish here, Cheryl. It's the most you can do at this point, a 12-point game. You know, they kept themselves in it, but Peninsula here is going to close it out late.
Yeah, you know, it's a hard-fought game, and it just came down to, you know, I think a few missed buckets underneath the basket, and Peninsula hitting some big threes. But Umpqua's had a great season, and hats off to them. And Peninsula's just going to dribble the clock out here.
Yeah, 71-57 the final score. The Peninsula Pirates are on to the elite, or on past the Elite 8 here and on to the Final 4 next weekend with the win here over the Riverhawks. Team shaking hands, and hey, credit to Umpqua, you know, entering this game. They had a hard-fought path here. They beat Puget Sound, coming in as the 3 seed of the South. They beat the 2 seed of the West to get here to the Elite 8, and then they fought valiantly against Peninsula, but ultimately the Pirates just took them out of their game, and they never really looked comfortable on the offensive end.
No, they seemed a little rushed, and their shots just came up short. But what a great season, and they have a lot to be proud of.
You see now those Pirates posing for the photo with the trophy presentation as they are on to the Final 4. We'll make sure we get some words from our players of the game here shortly, running down the scoring for the Pirates. Again, perhaps one of the biggest X factors in this, the things that maybe you didn't expect right out of the gate. Peninsula 9 of 21 from downtown. That's 43% three-point shooting. So even though they only shot about 40% from the floor, they did better shooting from three-point land. And that really, I think, Umpqua wanted to gamble on it in the beginning. They did a decent job shutting Alexis Smith down. She had just 12 points. The problem was everywhere else. They left them open on the perimeter, and Kimberly Brown hit 4 three-pointers. She had 16 points. Malia Garcia had 14 points. Alexis Smith with 12, McKenna Patrick with 10, and then it kind of went down from there. But other players stepping up for these Pirates, really a team effort for them to get this one done here today.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Derek. They took Smith out of it. She had 8 points at halftime, and so they took her out the second half, but other players really stepping up to assist in the win.
And we see now putting the headset on over on the baseline, right side of the court. It is our player of the game, Malia Garcia. Malia, can you hear us down there?
Yeah, I can.
Trophy looks pretty good in your hands right now. Tell us, how does it feel to be moving on to the Final Four?
I mean, it feels amazing, like, especially from...
You see there.
I mean, if you just seen that, that's how good it feels. I mean, honestly, having the best team, the best coaches, it just feels great, honestly.
Now, Umpqua came out, and they really gave you all you could handle for about the first 3 quarters or so, hanging around, being tough, but, you know, they take away your teammate Alexis Smith in the middle. You end up scoring 14. Kimberly Brown scores 16. The team shoots well from the perimeter. What was the message there at the half when you came out and really kicked things on in the third quarter to really start to pull away?
I mean, yeah, overall, Umpqua is a really, really tough team. And ever since we played them last time, we've just been practicing. And just coming out from halftime, our coach was like, who wants it? And obviously we shut up and said that we wanted it more. Did that.
Well, Malia, this is Cheryl Holden. Congratulations on making the Final Four. And I just thought you guys came out also focused on hitting your free throws. Talk to me about, stepping up and other players stepping up their game to hit shots.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, our team, we just really do it when it matters. Like, free throws, they're tough for our team, but we really work on showing up, especially when it matters. So all of my teammates are great, and it's just honestly working together that pulls us all together to do it for each other.
Malia Garcia, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 6 for 6 from the charity stripe, our player of the game. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And that will just about do it as the other teams are warming up out on the court. Again, the final score in this one, Peninsula 71, Umpqua 57. The Pirates are on to the Final Four, and they will face the winner of this next game between Walla Walla and Lane. So don't go anywhere, folks. We love having you here on the NWAC Sports Network. But this particular game, a presentation brought to you by the Northwest Athletic Conference and our host here at Columbia Basin College. Derek